Welcome back to The Deep Dive, the show where we take your essential stack of sources, from classic R&B to cutting-edge academic texts, and we pull out the knowledge you need to be instantly well-informed. Today, we are wading into the messy, complicated, and, let's be honest, utterly universal world of relationships.
We really are.
We've got a fantastic mission today, focused entirely on what happens when love gets difficult. You know, when it's forbidden, when it's transactional, or when someone is just plain using you.
And we're using song lyrics as our main text here to really understand the stories we tell ourselves about heartbreak and desire.
That's the core of it.
Right. Yeah. And our goal is to move you beyond the simple cliches. We want to give you a fast, but also a really thorough understanding of the musical and societal narratives around betrayal, power dynamics, even alternative relationship structures.
And highlighting that emotional complexity that gets lost.
Exactly. The stuff that gets ignored when we just talk about cheating.
Okay, so let's kick off with maybe the most painful dynamic in the sources. The anatomy of being used. Our source material has this really vivid, if not slightly depressing, analogy that just perfectly captures the feeling. They compare being taken advantage of to feeding birds.
It's a brilliant metaphor.
Yeah.
And it's so stark. Think about it. Your partner is the bird.
Right.
They fly in, they consume all your resources, and here we mean emotional support, maybe financial help, physical intimacy.
All of it.
They sing a little sweetly, and then what do? They leave a mess for you to clean up, and then they're gone.
And crucially, the analogy points out that in the meantime, the bird is probably making other pit stops.
Oh, for sure.
You're just this steady supply of resources. They come, they consume, then they fly away until they need more. And it's not just about money, is it? It's about emotional energy.
That's it, exactly. That emotional toll is what makes it so draining. And it really sets the stage for what we'll talk about later with emotional labor.
So the sources, they detail the red flags for this kind of situation. What are the biggest warning signs?
Well, they often rely on manipulation. This partner might use these relentless guilt trips, or just pestering you to get what they need. They just won't take no for an answer. Their focus in the relationship shifts, primarily sex. And maybe, worst of all, they use your own fears and insecurities against you to keep you compliant.
That's the real psychological damage, isn't it? Twisting your own vulnerabilities against you.
Absolutely. And that psychological stuff is often paired with really practical betrayal. They break promises, they're unfaithful, they consistently treat other people better than they treat you.
Wow.
And financially, they might be relying on you constantly. They just can't seem to pay their own bills. It's this constant drain, which is what the expert Ritu Gatturay is talking about when she says, sometimes you just have to set boundaries.
That moment of setting the boundary, that's where the music really comes alive. It's that shift from pain to strength. The ultimate, who do you think you are moment.
Take Christina Perri's Jar of Hearts. That's from 2010. The narrator has been so damaged, her heart is scarred, and she explicitly refuses to go back.
Who do you think you are?
Exactly. Running around, leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts. It's this powerful realization that her ex just sees her as another trophy on the shelf.
It's realizing the person you trusted is a predator, and a repeat one at that. Then you've got just the sheer cruelty that forces that refusal, like in letdown by this providence.
Oh, that quote is just devastating because it's so direct.
She said, "You're just a letdown, another one of my mistakes. I never loved you anyway."
Oof, yeah. That kind of verbal assault, it just pushes you past the point of no return. You realize no amount of giving will ever be enough, and that's what forces the boundary.
It forces the exit. So we move from that pain of being used to the chaos when commitment is broken, or, when it was forbidden to begin with.
Right, which sets up our next major theme. The tension, forbidden love, and outright infidelity. Songs about forbidden love are just inherently charged because they explore that deep conflict between desire and duty, between what we want and what we know we absolutely cannot have. This is where you find the affair songs.
And what's fascinating is the perspective of the other woman or other man who's often so determined to keep it all going.
They absolutely are. Look at the classic R&B ballads. Whitney Houston's Saving All My Love for You, that's from 1985.
A classic.
It's this soaring power ballad about a woman who's saving all her affection for a man who belongs to someone else. She knows she's last on his list, but she elevates the affair into something sacred from her side.
And then there's Luther Ingram's "If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right." That title says it all.
It really does. He frames the choice almost like a moral crusade. He knows he has a wife and kids, but he decides this other relationship is so essential, he's willing to pay the price for it.
Then on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got this aggressive defiance.
Oh yeah, Michelle and Giocello's "If That's Your Boyfriend, He Wasn't Last Night" is the ultimate taunt. She is completely unapologetic.
Boyfriend, yes, I had your boyfriend.
No guilt at all. Just ownership and confidence.
Shifting gears a little, country music gives us a really interesting case study on how reactions to infidelity have changed, especially for women.
Right. Historically, country songs were full of laments and just resignation. You think back to Kitty Wells in 1962. Unloved, unwanted. The wife just writes a sad letter and accepts her fate.
But the sources show this definitive shift. I mean, modern female country songs are not about sitting at home crying.
Not at all. They're about confrontation and inflicting immediate, tangible damage.
And the defining example has to be Carrie Underwood.
Before he cheats, of course. The narrator takes a Louisville Slugger, a baseball bat, to his car's headlights.
It's such a crucial move, right? From that private resignation to very public, property-damaging retaliation.
It signifies this increased license that women have in modern cheating stories to just completely disrupt the status quo.
And when that discovery happens in these songs, it often comes with irrefutable proof. Whitney Houston again, in 1999 with "It's Not Right, But It's Okay." What a track.
It is, because she just bypasses all the drama. She has the smoking gun, a credit card receipt proving only two of y'all had dinner.
And her resolve after that is just total empowerment.
Once she has the evidence, it's all about self-preservation. I'd rather be alone than unhappy.
Sometimes, though, the person in the affair is the one who initiates the discovery. They want out of the shadows.
Like in Robin's "Call Your Girlfriend." She's coaching him on how to finally choose. Give your reasons. Say it's not her fault, but you just met somebody new. It's basically an instruction manual for ending one thing to start another.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. We've been talking about secret cheating, which is all about lies and discovery.
Right.
But music also reflects relationships that go beyond monogamy, sometimes with everyone knowing about it. And that leads to its own kind of complicated emotional territory.
Yes. So shifting gears, we're now seeing this explicit embrace of non-monogamy and transactional affection in pop music. These are songs where the narrator accepts they aren't the only one.
The transactional dynamic is perfectly captured in Bill Withers' "Use Me" from 1972. It's such a frank, funky look at those power dynamics.
He's almost daring her to keep using him, as long as he gets what he needs in return.
Fast forward, and you get SCA's "The Weeknd."
A completely unapologetic modern take on sharing a man. The lyrics just dismiss traditional commitment.
My man is your man. Heard it's her man too.
It's all about who gets what time slot. She's the weekend lover, the other woman is 9 to 5. It's this scheduled, shared division of time.
So specific. And then we have songs that just explicitly celebrate these arrangements.
Definitely. Look at Britney Spears' 2009 hit, 3. It's a straight-up anthem about unconventional sex. The lyrics don't hide anything. Counting 1, 2, 3, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Getting down with 3P.
And 3P, for anyone who doesn't know, is shorthand for a threesome. It was one of the first #1 hits to be so direct about it.
But Prince was there way earlier, 1980, with "When You Were Mine." People think of it as a breakup song, but the lyrics are explicit about a third party. I let you sleep in between me and him.
So this structure isn't new, it's just talked about more openly now.
Exactly. But here's the complexity. Even when it's all out in the open, that doesn't just get rid of the emotional cost. The new rulebook doesn't guarantee emotional balance.
And that's what Lily Allen gets at in her new track, "Non-Monogamy."
That's a perfect example. She sings about try to be open, I'll be your non-monogamy, but the lyrics show she feels alienated anyway. She realizes that even with consent, it can still feel completely unequal.
That feeling, the imbalance of effort and reward, that brings us to our final deepest dive. This connects the whole infidelity story with the critical commentary on power and labor in these relationships.
And this is where the academic sources give us major insight.
This is where it gets really interesting.
When you analyze affairs, especially that classic pairing of a committed man and a single woman, there's a heavily observed gendered experience. For the committed man, the affair is often described as a sexual detour, a wonderful interval.
So he gets to compartmentalize it, he gets the excitement, and his stable life at home just continues.
Precisely. Society often gives him that double standard, but for the single woman, the secondary lover, the experience is radically different. She's often described as removed from circulation.
What does that mean, removed from circulation?
It means she's wasting precious time and energy on a fantasy future with a man who will probably never leave his partner. It stops her from finding a real partnership. She's offered only crumbs,
Just the bare minimum.
the minimal affection he can spare. And on top of that, she often takes on a huge amount of emotional labor.
We hear that term a lot. How does emotional labor show up specifically in this dynamic?
It's all the unseen, unpaid work of managing his emotional state. She often feels like she has to be his caretaker and rescuer, his cheerleader. She feels she can't be needy because he's already so stressed by his double life. That requires enormous emotional work from her for basically zero return on her investment.
You can see that conflict over commitment so clearly in some lyrics. Dexy's Incapable of Love has this incredible back and forth.
The speaker in that song admits he's good at using and hurting and suggests a more relaxed basis, an open kind of thing.
But she rejects that immediately.
Instantly, she replies with the definitive boundary: no, it's all or nothing. That binary, choiceful commitment or nothing is what creates the high-stakes drama in so much of this music.
And finally, the sources describe the experience for the betrayed partner in some really extreme terms.
Yeah, the academic analysis of betrayal trauma compares the feeling of infidelity to an act of terrorism.
Wow.
Now, that's not to equate it with actual violence, but to capture the emotional reality of it. It causes paranoia, vulnerability, the complete destruction of your trusted, known world.
The annihilation of your stability. And the sources suggest this is often made worse because the man sometimes subconsciously wants to be caught. He leaves hints, like he's trophy collecting or just seeking drama.
It forces the situation to a head.
So, after all that, what does this all mean? We've covered a massive spectrum today.
We really have.
From the raw pain of being used, to the retaliation in country anthems, to the modern acceptance of non-monogamy. And we finished with that powerful critique of emotional labor and power dynamics in affairs.
I think the key takeaway is this. The sheer volume and emotional depth of these songs across every genre confirms something crucial. Love, in all its forms, monogamous, forbidden, open, is a universal and complex human experience.
And these stories are always evolving.
Constantly. They mirror how society changes, and they show us there's no single easy answer for how relationships are supposed to work.
Let's leave you with a final thought to mull over. We talked a lot about the devastating consequences of infidelity, yet popular music so often romanticizes the chaos. Think about George Michael's Careless Whisper or Olivia Newton-John's I Honestly Love You. These are massive, beautiful hits about cheating and conflicting feelings. So how often does music glamorize the messiest, most destructive decisions? And what does that tell you about the human desire for drama over stability?
That's a great question.
We'll catch you next time for the next deep dive.